Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to FortressCraft Evolved. I'm Axon Evolved, and before we get started, I just want to say thank you guys again for hitting that subscribe button, because I've seen the channel kind of get like this little burst of growth in the last few days, and it's real exciting, and I'm really, happy to see these numbers. But one number keeps sticking out to me, and that's that 75% of the people who watch this video aren't even subscribed. So if you like what you're seeing, just, scroll down just a little, it's a little bit, just right below the video. Just hit that red subscribe button, make it gray. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it actually helps me out a lot. Exposes the stream to new people, motivates me to keep going and making videos, and, I think it's just a good time all around. And if you don't like it, you can always hit up subscribe. So, with that, guys, let's hop right into this episode. So, there has been a little bit, I've done more of the same kind of improvements, but I have done some new things in between episodes to kind of speed things along and just kind of make our lives a little bit easier. So first thing is right here. I've made myself a little Cryobomber factory. Now, well, I guess factory is kind of the wrong word, but a little automation, right? So one thing I know about Cryobombers is that their height affects their targeting somehow. I don't know all the details about that, so basically all I did was just create this little step design and have a bunch of cryo bombers just going out and just kind of doing their things. And they've been working, let me tell you, because if you look over here, you'll see a ton of open space. Obviously, there's still a bunch of cryoplasm out there, but it's getting really beat back by these bombers. And to assist with that, all I did was slap a couple 500 slot hoppers over here so that I could, just throw in all the materials that I need, right? So, I could just come right up here and boom, compressed sulfur, boom, imbued machine blocks. And now that'll be 500 more cryo bombs that will eventually just get fed up into this system. So I would like to maybe consider getting the compressed sulfur automatically sent up here somehow, whether that be matter movers or something, but it's, honestly, it's such a long way down that I just don't know if I have the patience to automate that right now. But, that's not the only thing that we've kind of helped out with our automation. So, if I actually go right over here, you'll see this contraption. And this might seem a little foreign to some people who've never seen it. This was my first time ever dealing with this, but this is a compressed freeze-on logistics Falcor setup. So you can kind of see a Falcor going right there. What I've done, in fact, let me go over here to show you even more. I've created this little perimeter. I don't remember if this was in the last episode or not, but I've created a little perimeter to help at least clear this up should we get a huge cryoplasm invasion, because we have had times where the cryo, like you can see right here, it'll come over these batteries, and this defense will cut through it, but it doesn't stop it from coming all the way over here. So this is to kind of help clean up these tendrils that'll come over and, just make things easier for us. So this is a 4 filter setup right now. I'm toying around with the idea of throwing on a 5th, maybe a 6th, I don't know. So it's compressed freeze-on is something that we're going through like a lot more than everything else. So that's why I decided to kind of beef that up. And it all outputs to here, and this stuff will all just kind of travel along this pipe to this setup over here, where some logistics Falcors will come pick them up from these beacons. So nice little way to automate things. Also, side note, I did play around with the audio levels, so I'm hoping that you guys get a little bit more game sound in the background, because I know I saw some comments, mentioning the lack of game sound, and I want to make these videos as well as I can, as good quality as I can muster. I'm not a professional by any means, so I definitely appreciate any kind of tips like that you guys have to help make the video experience better. So, anyways, so here's what is this? 12 beacons, right? And the compressed freeze-on just works its way through and pops out over there. So no real issue. The beacons have to be powered, which is why you kind of have this power thing, and they're both power lines are coming off of this battery right here. So not a big deal. So let's run over this way a little bit. You can see I kind of done some more perimeter work around here because, you know, when we get those surges, they can overwhelm the defense, but then the defense cuts them off, so you're stuck with blocks like this. So I'm not too concerned with like this kind of stuff. It's not really doing anything, and if it does kind of get on the ground, we can kind of deal with it. So I'm basically just going to leave those there because they're just kind of low priority. Nothing of note is being taken up right now. But this kind of segues us nicely into kind of the main thing that I did off camera, which is get the Magma Bore area a little bit more ready. So you can see quite a few batteries around, and this is set up this way for a number of reasons, and it's going to serve quite a few purposes. So let me kind of just run down everything that's going on right here. So you see these black and white chevroned tiles, so to speak, right? Well, this is the planned locations for geothermal generators, right? So I have space set up for 10-ish generators, right? Well, I have space set up for 10. I don't know if we're going to need all 10. I don't know how that's going to work. So I want to give myself, you know, a plan in case we need to go all the way up to 10. I don't foresee us needing more than 10, but I've never done a Magma Bore, so I don't know exactly what kind of power draw it's going to take. So 10 geothermals are going to go right here. Now, this battery and this battery are placed very specifically because on top of this generator, I'm going to put another Mark IV battery that lines up with this. Right now, you can see this whole system is drawing power off of this one geothermal. I'm going to leave this conduit set up, but I'm also going to put a conduit from this generator into there. And then I'm going to put the second generator that I built right here with a conduit going into this one. So that way, this whole system will be effectively fed by 3 geothermals. I'm not going to put any Mark IV batteries on top of the other geothermals because I don't think it's necessary. But, you know, if we find ourselves in a situation where it makes sense to do that, then that's something that we can definitely take care of. But that's not all that's going on with this. So if we go to the outer perimeter, you can see that it looks kind of crazy. I'll kind of run down here. So you can see we have 5 lancers and 2 melters per vertical set of battery, right? So melter, lancer, 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 lancer. Now, this middle lancer is special because I also have a freeze-on injector. So freeze-on injector will inject this one because I want to really make sure that we don't get any cryo into the Magma Bore area. I assume that that's going to mess things up if that happens. So I want to try to prevent that as much as possible. I don't know if this is going to be enough, but we'll see. And what's also nice is I have these logistics Falcors right here that will go and grab the freeze-on and bring it back and start filling this up. I've manually filled all these up just to top it off. But for the refill, you know, that's what these logistics Falcors are going to do. And I know that this system works, and I've done this through the whole perimeter, right? The corners have even more, you know, but they're all freeze-on injected. All the middle ones are all freeze-on injected, and they all have 2 logistics Falcors servicing the hopper, right? So I've done that all the way around. They're sort of spaced out with the exception of, you know, these end ones because I had to like make them fit within my plan. And that's not all that's been automated with logistics Falcors. If we look over here, I've got logistics Falcors set up on every geothermal that is active right now. And, you know, it works for these. These can definitely keep up. You see, this is full, and I haven't filled it up, and I don't even remember the last time I touched it. But every single geothermal that that exists right now has those Falcor setups. And I'm starting to think, I'm trying to imagine, oh, I got to watch out, how I'm going to end up feeding all of these. And what I think I'm going to do, honestly, is I think I'm just going to get a bunch of like logistics hoppers, right? Because I don't need really big hoppers, or maybe I'll go with the little 10 slotters like I've been doing, these ones right here. And what I'm going to do, right, because this process is going to take a while. I want to get these generators pretty much completely built up before I even start placing any Magma Bores, right? So what I want essentially to have happen is to have, you know, well, that's not what I wanted. I want like a hopper on every single geothermal, because without the freeze-on boost, these things are pretty useless, right? So have all these hoppers right here, and then connect them all with pipes, right? So like kind of how we've done the coal stuff up on the surface. This is what we'll do with all the freeze-on. But what I'm also going to do is something like this, you know, where I kind of back these out and get a regular storage hopper, because these are the ones that seem to work well with the logistics Falcors. And then I don't have any logistics Falcors on me. I don't think I have any created right now. Oh, I have one, right? And then just do that, right? So put, you know, I might do this X number of times. Is this going to go? I wonder if this... I think it'll go. So basically put a logistics Falcors maybe right here, and then have another one of those hopper setups right here, so that it fills up everything, because I think they go 1 minute with the generators can go 1 minute of boost per freeze on, right? So you can see this is 44 seconds, and if it's not creating any power, if it's not transferring power, it doesn't use a freeze on. So that could be a good way of getting things going. And you can see it's trying to figure out how to get to those beacons. So they do take time to set up, but they'll eventually go, right? And if I have this set up now, I guess it'll just work in the interim, right? So I don't even have to kind of worry about it. But it'd be nice to get that system kind of set up and ready without me having to do anything. So the only issue potentially with that is whether or not the generators are going to be able to grab the freeze-on out of these hoppers, because it seems like they only like to... They'll grab the heat-conducting pipe out of the 500-slot hoppers, but they don't like to get the freeze-on out of the non-regular hoppers. So now that I'm thinking about that out loud, that might actually have to be what I do, which kind of sucks, but you do, you know, you got to play the game as it works, right? So with that in mind, actually, maybe I will do something like, you know, something like this, right? Because these are going to be at ground level, so I could do something like that, and then drop the logistics Falcors on each side, you know, just do something like this, and then they'll fill themselves up over time, because I have, yeah, I don't think that'll be that big of a deal. You know, it's only what, 20 logistics Falcors, which is that's fine, right? So I can actually just start doing that, you know. But I do, luckily, in preparation for this, I have 2 geothermal generators worth of blocks, right? So I can at least, am I 3 up? 1, 2. So I'm going to at least set up this generator and that one right there, so that I can ensure that this system has, you know, all the power it might need to start running, right? Because I don't want to deal with any hiccups in the power for this, because I'm sure once we start the Magma Bore process, we are going to get an absolute ton of cryoplasm. It just feels like we will, right? So I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to throw in the 1700 heat conducted pipes that we've got so far. So can't locate pipes in adjacent storage hopper. Placing. Okay, so it does see the pipes. Okay, good. So I am going to put the battery up here, and I think I have it set up so that it 2, 3. Is this the edge? Yeah. So I'll just center it right here in the middle of the battery, because I think that's how I have it laid out, or spaced out, right? 2, 3. Okay. So then I'll plop this on, and then I'll plop that on. And you can see the Falcor is already left to go get the the compressed freeze on. So it's really like set it and forget it. Now, one thing I don't know is if you can use logistic Falcors and beacons with 2 different items, and if they'll differentiate between them. That's something I don't know, you know, if it's possible. It would make these a lot easier because I was thinking about a way to, and you can see it has delivered the Freezon, and the Freezon's been used. So I think with 2 of these, it'll be a lot faster because once this fills up, and that's actually going pretty quick. It's actually getting down there pretty quick, so that's nice. So, you know, once this is all set up, then we'll be in a lot better position, right? So let me go ahead and set this one up over here. All right, so then this one, I believe, is set up to be like right here. Well, you know, I'll just center this one also. It's fine. Centered in the middle. And then let's at least get the pipes going for this one so it will start making power. And I think we're going to end up needing like 800-ish pipes, because if we look at that, right? So that goes to 1120 and we're at 250. So actually it's like we're going to need upwards of 900 pipes per generator to really get all of the power that we want, a good enough temperature differential. So this is going to be a long process, and I'm hoping to save you guys as much of that as possible by doing it, you know, either off camera and updating you or whatever. But it's going to be a while, right? So, like, where's this one at right now? 97 power per second. Yeah, see, this is still doing its thing. I think it's still trying to fill everything up. So it'll just be a while, but we'll keep dropping in pipes as we need to. So this is the long-term plan for here. And again, the Magma Bore will go right inside this perimeter. And you can see I have this set up so all the generators will be touching the Magma Bore. So I have a lot of hope for this. And speaking of all that, the Block machine maker that I made last episode has really started kicking off. And, you know, we're really starting to fill in all of these buckets here, and it's going pretty well. It's going pretty fast. We definitely make a lot more magnetic machine blocks than we do chromed, because for some reason, like, chrome has been used in so many more things from the get-go that we kind of fell behind. So you know, it takes a little bit to catch up. And in fact, can all of these get out of the way? I might be able to actually make a little room for all this, you know? Jeez. I thought I had turrets for all this. I'm going to go set up another turret over in this, like, general area. Like right there. So the only thing I really need to do is come every so often and just drop a bunch of more imbued machine blocks in here. So that's definitely worked out pretty nice. But that's not all that I've done this episode, or in between episodes. Let's go over here and kind of watch the progress, because this is the next phase, right? We need to start fighting the cryoplasm. So you can see there's been a lot more cleared out. We've gotten deeper, fairly deep, right? Turn on some lights for you guys. You know, we're getting out there. You know, it takes me kind of coming out. You know, I managed to jump out here and stand on the sand and build out farther. So I'm building out, you know, slowly but surely, just kind of extending the trough. And, you know, we don't even have the other, where's the end of this one? So yeah, sometimes I still have the cryo that's blocking edges of some of these troughs. So I have to get in here and do it the hard way. But, you know, we don't even have the other Dazzler powered yet. I did place the other Dazzler. I just haven't powered it yet with another geothermal, so that's all something that still needs to happen. But, you know, you can kind of see this little empty cavern, or this little void in between this hole right here, and I can kind of show you what that does here in a second, or why I did that. Oh geez, that could have been bad. We're running out of power so quick down here. But anyway, that little void that I was just talking about starts right here. You can see this little hole that I made right here. And I made this for a couple reasons. Number one, it gives me a place to walk out towards the end of the cavern, right? The channel. So I can come way out here and get to the end in case there's cryoplasm covering everything. But you also see that I have another set of batteries and laser energy transmitters down here, right? That's because when these things are really fighting, the Dazzler or the Melter and the two Lancers, they suck the power out of this battery. So I basically put this down here just to supplement the power we've already got going out there, right? And I make this work by really just putting down this glass, right? The glass is the key. I guess I need to go do like that, huh? Let me do this. And then it's just, is literally just a matter of extending what's going on, you know, to the next area, right? So, you know, I'll put a Lancer right here just to kind of get rid of everything. But what I can do is really like fill all this in with glass, because that's eventually what's going to end up going there, right? So this helps ensure that I kind of have regular intervals for this, right? So I just go 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I put a battery down. And then I just plop my Melter on top, because the Melter is the more important piece, because that's what gets the Dazzler firing. And then I can kind of just, you know, go down in there wherever. Make sure I close it up. The glass helps ensure that nothing gets in here. And then I can just, you know, clear this out. Ideally, it's cleared out beforehand, but... Well, actually, I guess it doesn't really matter all that much, right? Then I can just throw a battery down and put a laser right under the other one and throw in the chrome lens. So that now this battery down here, this farthest one, the one that's fighting the most, is kind of supplemented by what we have going on. And by adding this extra glass, I gave myself more room. I don't know how that just happened. How is all of this happening? Well, whatever. The Dazzlers or the Lancers will take care of it. So that's the plan. We need to create a whole this whole trough. It needs to go all the way to the cryoplasma spawner. So that's kind of the goal, right? And then this is another thing I do is I still have this bomber here. I just reload it every so often. But you can see, you know, it's again melting things, making more room for us so that we can get out there and get fighting. So that's kind of what's going on here. I'm also extending these on the upper area. So just, you know, just to kind of help keep things away from the main effort, which is going to be right down here. But I will need to put, I have this Dazzler and I have this battery. I just need to put another geothermal right here. But, you know, as with everything else, they're all competing for resources right now. And, well, actually, I might be able to make another generator. Let me see. Let me turn off my light so my battery doesn't kill me. Geothermal generators. I can make 18. I need 15. So let me just make 15 or 75. So there's that. Let me see. The other thing I'm going to need to make sure is... One reason I have so many of these is I don't know how far down the pipes are going to go, right? Because you see here, it got stuck at 1094. It's still 14,000 power per second, which is way more than we actually need, way more than we can even transfer with the one conduit. But you know, it is still a limitation. And this is actually, I know in the last episode I was talking about moving this. This is the final location I did for this this geothermal, so that our smelting setup will have two geothermals powering it instead of just the one. And you can see we're clearly like very topped off with power. I have this little ring right here to help kind of get rid of some stuff in case, you know, tendrils like this try to make it over in this area. I don't know how successful this is all going to be, but it's working for now. I might have to go check out other veins, especially for chrome. The moly vein is so huge, I could probably actually put another trencher on it if I wanted to, but you know, we're gonna need to kind of wait and see how that works out. But speaking of trenchers, let me show you guys something. One of the researches that I did finish in between episodes was perfect vein extraction. So if we go and look at that, it allows us to extract 100% of known ores, right? Well, it took all this, we did it, and we got trencher drill Mark IIIs. So that's what I've gone ahead and put on every every trencher, right? The 2 trenchers we have, they all have the Mark III heads, and if we look, they give out 3,200 ore per tick, right? So that's a lot, right? We can't process 30,000 or 3,200 every 30 seconds. We're just not able to. So, you know, there's an argument that could be made for potentially, you know, putting like another lift somewhere in here. And I think we can even use this thing to get the other ores too, which, I mean, if we were building like a mega factory of some sort, that's kind of how we would need to go to harvest all the other resources kind of like as quickly as possible, right? So one thing that I also wanted to show you guys since I was down here, I know we had talked about the fact that there was another chrome ore over here. Well, I actually dug this stuff out, right? And, you know, an interesting thing happens on the 0 and 1 line. You can see Z equals 0, Z equals 1. It cuts off a lot of ores. So you see a lot of these deposits stop right here at Z equals 0, right? So we got a nice little cross section. We got some gold. We got iron. We've got chromium right here, right? There's a 3x3 face, and that gives us, let's see. There's another 2.5 million, so maybe that's something we take into account. Huge titanium vein. Little small chrome there. There's tin, more titanium, more tin. So there's like a ton of ore just right here. You know, if we ever get to the point where we need to extract things, or, you know, I know we're going to need to get more iron at some point. There's a ton of iron. There's gold if we ever run out. So nice little setup down there. And then if we go to the Molly, you can see that we also threw on the Mark III trencher head too. And there was something over here. I don't remember. There's nickel right there. There was something over here that we had to take care of. Oh, that's right. That's right. So one of the geothermals I had put down was getting stuck. So we actually had to carve out a little bit of our Molly deposit to let the geothermal go down. And depending on how things work out with the geothermals that we're making for the Magma Bore, we might have to do that again, because the priority is kind of to get the Magma Bore generators running as well as we can so that we can use less of them, right? Because I was doing some of the math for all the materials we need, and if we look at the recipes, right, for geothermals, to make 10 generators, right, to make 10 geothermal generators completely, it's something like 3,000 of these overclocked crystal clocks, 9,600 refined liquid resin, and 15,000 of each chromed and magnetic machine blocks. And that's just a ridiculous amount of stuff, right? So if we can get away with using less components or less generators, then that's less components that we need overall, right? And then on top of that, I think it's this right here. To build the Magma Bores, right, we need all those Heimel blocks, and that's 3,267. So we're pretty close. We have 200 something plus another 2,000. So we only need a little bit over 1,000 Heimel blocks, which will not be that difficult to make. But again, the Magma Bore is going to come way later than right now, because there's a lot of prep work to do, and we're gonna need like the casting pipes. I never remember where those are. Oh, okay. Casting pipes are right here in the smelting category. So we're gonna need a ton of casting pipes or not casting pipes. I take that back. We're gonna need fluid pipes, which also take blocks. And you might be wondering, well, what do we need fluid pipes for, right? Now, those of you that have already played this part of the game or have done this already know where I'm going with next. But our next major research is this right here: 8 lights in the dark, right? So if we look at that, 8 lights in the dark, 256 Heimel blocks, that's nothing. Cryo-infernal magma storage. These are the things that the Magma Bore is gonna send back to us, right? So what needs to happen is, let me go back down to the coal caverns and kind of lay it out. Now, if we look at our Magma Bore location, right? eventually what it's going to do is it's going to be able to output like literal magma, right? So, like I've kind of mentioned before in past videos, but if you haven't seen those, what we're going to end up doing is this Magma Bore is going to create a giant energy drill and drill all the way down into the magma caves. Then what it's going to do is it's going to send up magma. What we're going to need to do then is pipe that magma into basically the Cryo Inferno, which is a turret like one of these that just sprays magma right onto the cryoplasm spawners. So what we're going to need to do, for example, is go from the Magma Bore, come down here, send all of the magma through those liquid pipes down this shaft that we're making all the way until we go 256 blocks. Once we've gone 256 blocks, we're going to need to put up the magma storage, right? And then it'll start pumping magma into there. Then we're going to need to go, you know, the rest of the way to the cryoplasm spawner, right? So from there, you know, it'll try to attack. We're going to have to build a whole kind of a whole like defensive, or really I guess offensive setup around that that Cryo Inferno, because the cryoplasm spawner is going to be spawning cryoplasm like incredibly fast, right? So we're going to need a bunch of melters going, you know, full speed, and we're going to need to make sure we have a ton of power down there. So we're definitely going to probably have to supplement all of this and really just conduit to some Mark IV batteries that get closer and closer and closer, right? So that's just going to be a whole process. I've only seen it done. I've never done it myself. So it'll be a learning experience for me as well as you guys if you've never seen it yourself. So that's kind of the plan going forward. And what I want to do today, I know I've spent like I don't know how much edited time I'm going to have spent in this episode explaining what I've done, but it'll be a decent amount, right? So there's a few things, like I said, I need to get this situation kind of going, right? I need to get these generators built and digging, right? Because this is, do you still have pipes? You have some pipes. Do you still have pipes? You have some pipes. What are you at? Okay, so you're like getting there. See, this is 2,000 power per second right now. And so look at that. There's 8 compressed Freezon in there. And that's from one Falcor that's not really doing anything right now, right? And is this even using... The boost is at least not going because I guess everything's full. But if we... Yep, see, there it goes. So it's going to go get another one. So I think 2 or even 3 logistics Falcors per generator should keep that all you know, all fine and dandy. And you can see our Falcor bombers have just been annihilating cryoplasm. So this was a good idea, I think. I'm going to go with it was a good idea. We still have... it's gone through quite a few resources, but not the worst, right? And then we can look over here at the map. And, you know, it's not looking too bad, honestly. We're definitely, like, clearing out room. And like I said, once we start placing new generators and all that... In fact, we did place new generators. And I guess we didn't get a huge surge unless I missed it somewhere. But we seem to be doing okay. We seem to be holding out fairly well. One thing oh, this must have... This looks a little... I think we got a little surge over here that just kind of got beat back. But one thing I do want to do, though, I need to add more filters to this compressor. Because compressed Freezon is now like a huge staple. And I think we're using it faster than we can make it. So we got to make sure we don't die. Right? And so just like that, it's working. And then we just need to grab the fluid pipe and plop it on. And did I pipe? Is this going into there? Nope. So we just do that. We do that. And then we do that. And now we've got 5 particulate filters with Freezon. So you can see really, really simple to get this thing up and going. Because it's modular, you know? Like, as you need another part, you just add it on and connect it up. And then from there, you know, like this system, like I said, can have 16 filters. And I think we're going to end up needing to do that if we don't have more than one. You know, we might need two because just reasons, right? I think I'm actually going to steal some logistics Falcors from these because 3 seems to be more than enough. And if 3 is enough for those, then 3 should, or then if 3 is more than enough, then 2 should be fine for all of them. So I can at least repurpose some of these guys. In fact, this one only has 1. Probably because this thing isn't popping off all the time. So I'm going to do a redistribution of these Falcors real quick. All right, so he's going to get, whoops, he's going to get 2 Falcors, and this guy needs to get some Falcors. So we'll put them there, him here. Just grab that and put that there, right? So boom. Now he should do their things. Yeah, it's only getting 100, so it should be. So this guy should also be getting about 2,000 power per second once it starts getting some compressed freeze on. How are you doing? Pipe stuck on hard obstacles. See, so this is the issue that I was worried about, right? So let's see where about this is. This is at z equals -17, and so 124, -17. So let's see if we can get down there and try to figure that out. Okay, so our depth is 701. So I think the chrome is going to get us closest, right? So we want to go to X is 124. So this way. X is 124. And I wonder where this is going to go. 124. X is, and Z is -17. So I already see something that's huge in the way. And I'm hoping that we can kind of figure this out, right? So let's go up a little bit higher. Z equals -17, and then X equals 120. So we should see the pipe right here. There it is. And what is that hitting? Of course it's our chrome. Oh boy. So this is issues. Now the next one over is also going to hit our chrome. So how much chrome do we have? Gosh, that's like, we might have to sacrifice for the cause. So this is only 12 million, right? You can see we got another. Oh, this is the other generator for the. So that's the one up there is the generator on the, I guess, the right side, and this is the generator on the left side. So these are the 2 generators that we put down, but you can see we're probably gonna end up hitting this iron vein, which that's not an issue. We can easily get rid of the iron vein, but oh man, I'm just a little. I'm a little worried about this because the smallest, I guess, hole I can make in all this is 3x3. You know, like the auto excavator will only do a 3x3 as the smallest thing. So I guess I could hypothetically do get the Mark III build gun and just singularly dig down, like, you know, like right click and remove it to be a little bit more surgical, but I don't know if that's something I want to do. Maybe what I need to do is see if there's any other chrome deposits around that we can immediately shift to, so we don't have to worry about destroying some of this. So actually, let me go grab. I have one more chrome ping. Let me see if I can find another vein to act as like a just in case thing. Oh, more titanium. All right, so let's see if there's any chromium around here. So tapping that. There's a big one down there. What's over here? I wonder if that one's easier to get to from this way. We already know about that one. We just checked that one out. Oh, that is a massive titanium vein. Massive titanium vein. Jeez. Alright, I'll figure out how to get to that one. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Oh my gosh. 61 million. Okay. This is definitely kind of worth exploring more because that's a huge amount of chrome, right? So let me actually dig this out a little bit. Is there like a handy dandy 3x3 face? If I can kind of determine where I would put a trencher, then I can also think about setting up a new lift, right? Because a new lift would make things a lot easier than running all those pipes like I did before. And I think we're in a direction where I don't have any infrastructure anyway. So it just makes it, you know, that much simpler. All right, so this has power. It's going to do its thing. It's a pretty big area, so it's going to take a while. But this should fully uncover... Well, I don't know if it'll fully uncover, but it'll uncover most of this area. So actually, let me figure out where these coordinates are. This is like roughly, let's just say 100, 100. Positive 100, positive 100. So let's see kind of where that lines up with in our factory, in our cold cave space. Okay, so it looks like 100, 100 is over in this direction. In fact, it's right about here. So 100, 100 is roughly in this area, right? Let's make this a little bit bigger. So this could be the new location for our chromium mine. And in fact, I think we're going to have to do this. I don't know any other way to let the pipes go down where they need to. Basically, I don't know any other way to make this as efficient as we can make it, because we've already sunk a lot of infrastructure over here, and I don't want to change anything, right? So I'm going to also have to, let me see, this is, I mean, it's filling up slowly but surely. There's already 30 in there. And what's in here? Okay, so you're out of pipes, which is good. Let's throw more in there, and you're at 750, so not bad. How many is this? Yeah, see, this, I think that the two hoppers, or the two Falcors, can keep up enough with what's going on, right? They can fill it up faster than it can really use the power. So I think that bodes well for the future. So what I'm going to do now that we kind of know that we have a backup plan, I think it's safe. Why are you empty? See, this is the issue, right? This is an issue. Basically, the conduit just like didn't, they like kind of stopped seeing each other. So now that'll fill itself up. But it kind of shouldn't have happened in the first place, you know? I'm going to take this because we've established that we only need 2 per generator at least. And wow, we are severely short. We go through those bombs really quick. So I think I'm actually going to chill on the bombs for right now. I think I'm just going to let them kind of do their things, because we have, you know, there's a few in there and they'll kind of figure it out. But I'm running a little low on advanced machine blocks, or which I don't even know which ones they are. I don't even know where they are in my inventory. Not advanced. That's the wrong one. Are they imbued? They are imbued, and I actually don't have any. So let me go stock up on that, and then I'll meet you guys down at the chrome so we can start kind of digging that hole that we're going to need. Okay, so what I need to do... Now, it's kind of interesting how I'm going to have to do this, right? Because I need to break into this without kind of damaging anything else. But I need to do it... If I delete this, will it try to send it back down? Let's just pretend no. See if I can get something on there, right? So let's make this a very small one. And then I'll just set to drop none, clear ore only. So supercharge it. There we go. And then now I just need to hit it with power. Where do I have power coming from? Well, that'll be enough. We just kind of go up this way. In fact, I'm just going to do that. Grab some glass. Yeah, okay. Just make it. I'll just make sure that's the right angle. All right, and then boom. So that'll do its thing. Let's go check on this other one. And you can see it's already starting to clear out quite a bit. In fact, I can even make this a little bit more streamlined now that some of the ground is out of the way. Save myself some laser energy transmitters. Just like that. All right, so what are you at now, buddy? 7%, not bad. You can see lots of big veins over here, though. We got tin, iron. Here's the chromium. It looks like it's fairly large in surface. Maybe we'll get, well, maybe not. Oh, here we go. Here, if these kind of hold out, we'll see here in just a second. Well, here's a 3x3 face right here. So, what is this? If I come over here, okay, so this is like 70. Okay, so I need to like write this out. So if trencher, drill head, trencher, motor, and then hopper, 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 the elevator would be right here, which means that would be the center, which means 75, X75, Z101. So maybe we should start clearing that area and kind of getting that ready. All right, well, the X75Z101 actually comes up right there, which isn't a huge deal, actually, because what I can do, if this is kind of where the elevator comes up, I don't even have to move anything, honestly. Actually, I lied. I do have to move stuff. I'll have to bump this kind of protection line out a little bit. Oh, I need to do that anyway because I want to ensure that this process right here isn't going to be like messed up. So, and then I'm going to need to make room for the 4 blast furnaces. So I think that's a project that we're going to do at another time. Maybe the next episode, actually, because this one's getting a little long and we have quite a bit of time to wait while materials build up and stuff. So I think I'm going to call it an episode right there. So thank you guys so much for hanging out and letting me know that you guys are enjoying the series by watching, liking, subscribing, all that stuff. And I hope that you guys stick around. We're tantalizingly close to the end here, and I'm pretty excited to finally get there and just get there and do all that stuff with you guys. So again, thank you so much for sticking around and watching this episode, and we'll see you in the next one.